What's going on, guys? My name is Brent Kromer. I am the founder and owner of C4F, where we teach online health coaches how to sell at a higher rate and scale their business with more profit. I'll never scale a business if I don't know the internal workings, if I don't know the finances, the numbers, everything, to make sure that you're not just scaling to scale to brag to your friends, but you're scaling with intention to live a certain lifestyle and afford certain things that you want within that lifestyle. So if you guys haven't, go ahead, like, share, subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Send to a colleague. I drop these videos every single week. If you go back, you're going to see a whole bunch of funny thumbnails of me smiling, pointing, doing all the things, telling you guys a bunch of really valuable things 100% for free. Okay, and I'll continue to do so long as you guys enjoy it. So this one is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to give you guys the 5 steps that I take before I hire a mentor. I hire lots of mentors. I pretty much always have a mentor. Okay, no different than probably you. If you're listening to this, you've considered a mentor, or you might need a mentor if you haven't considered one, because you're still going to have free information, right? So I have developed a 5-step process that I use to hire a mentor. I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible. I'm going to try to put myself in the perspective of someone looking for a mentor as opposed to being the mentor, right? Because I've been in your shoes multiple times. I've evaluated price. I've evaluated guarantees and all the different things, and I've just not vibed with some people. And I want to show you guys kind of my process on how I determine who's a good coach and who's a bad coach. And this comes from experience because I've hired good coaches and bad coaches. Okay, so let's dive in. Number 1, define your goals. Some coaches are great for some things and not so good for other things, right? So let me give you an example. C4F. When we started, it was sales. We have a sales process that nobody else has, okay? And a lot of the sales processes that you see and you pay for with mentors are actually a version or variation of ours. I've actually charged and coached a lot of the coaches that you probably work with. In the beginning, that's all we were. In fact, we were just going to license the sales process and sell it to mentors and let them sell it to you guys. We did that for a few, and then we kind of just developed our own sales coaching or coaching process, holistic coaching process over the years. This was 4 years ago. All that to say, when we started, it was sales. If somebody had came to me for marketing, probably wasn't the best choice. And I would tell people that. If they came to me for running ads, it wasn't the best choice. Now we offer those things now, but back then it wasn't a thing. The same way you might go to a marketing coach or an email coach or a copywriting coach or an ads mentor, right? To teach you how to run ads. You're probably not going to go to those guys to learn sales or to learn how to coach clients or to learn how to retain or set your package prices or anything like that, because they're really good at something more specific, maybe not so good in the other areas, okay? There are very few coaches that are just completely good at everything. Okay, it's a lot more rare than you think. So you need to define your goals and kind of weigh out what you want the most from that coach. My goal when I hire a mentor is to have one big takeaway. I don't care if it costs me 10, 20, 15. I don't care how much it costs me, okay? I want one big takeaway that I can pull an ROI on. If I hire a marketing coach, I want a takeaway on how to think like a marketer, how to position myself as a person of interest and a person of value as opposed to a person of need, right? And I got that from a mentor, paid a lot of money for it, but I got that one big takeaway and it's been invaluable. It's had an infinite ROI, okay? So think about what you want and then choose a coach who tends to have that as their strength. They may offer it, but it doesn't mean it's their strongest quality, okay? Number 2, referrals first. Okay, so 90% of the clients I've worked with, we worked with well over 100 clients. I'd have to count over the years. It's been a ton. They've almost all come referral based. Okay, and I know that I might be shooting myself in the foot. If you're a lead or you're someone who's considered working with me and you don't have someone who's directly referred you and you're just kind of watching my content, that's fine, because listen, I always start with referrals. If I know my pal Nick or my pal Scott have worked with a certain mentor that helped them tremendously, and I've seen it help them, I've seen it in their work and in their content or in their sales, I've seen it work, I'm going to ask them how they felt about the experience, what the cost was, and kind of get all the information. You know, before I do my shopping around to the cold market, I'm going to ask people I know and trust what their opinions are of the coaches that they've worked with in the past. Ask friends first. If you don't have any, that's perfectly fine to kind of go out and carve your own way. Just make sure that it's someone that you you jive with their content, okay? Which kind of makes me hop into number 3, get on a call with them. If you're considering them as a coach, don't sit there and just keep DMing, taking free information, DMing. You really don't know what a person is like until you get on a Zoom call with them face to face. So while this person may have been helpful, they may have been cool in the chat, they may have a lot of followers and they post cool things and they flash their fancy stuff, get on a call with them, because it's like, you don't really know how you connect or if you connect with them until you have a conversation, a real conversation that's not via text. There's been multiple. There was actually one guy I followed for a long time. He was an excellent marketer. He taught how to run ads, how to get profitable return, ROAS. So I had followed this guy for a couple years and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to reach out. I'm just going to hire him. I've loved his content for so long. I got on a call with him and I despised him. Absolutely despised him. He was so cocky. He was so assuming. His sales process was completely awful. No part of me connected with him in any capacity. And I actually went on to block him afterwards. Like, he followed up with me a few times. I was like, dude, kick rocks. Okay. So it's so funny because I was under the impression, I came into the call fully expecting to spend a certain amount of money and to sign up with them. And then midway through the call, I was like, I'm just going to cut this short. Not a fan. So just get on a call with them. If they offer a triage, whether it's me, someone else, just get on a call and see if you jive with them. Because even if you're not ready now, you might be ready down the road and maybe you'll come back to them. If they won't have a call with you because you're not ready right now, that's a red flag. Okay, I take a lot of triages with people just to form a connection, even if it's the long game, and I just give value. And if they come back a year later, great. But if the coach you're looking to work with won't even get on a call because you're quote unquote not qualified based on their standards, I think that's a red flag from your end. That's just my opinion. So hop on a call, see if they're a good listener, if they're asking questions, or if they're just telling you and they're overly cocky about their program, if it feels like they're compensating a little bit. These are all really, really good signs that maybe it's not the best fit. Okay. Number 4, the obvious one, consider the cost. Okay. Most business coaches, especially in the fitness space, right? They're going to charge on the lower end, $6,000. That's going to be more of like, hey, here's a course, here's a group chat, maybe here's like a random check-in, but no one-to-ones typically, maybe like a couple a month, but it's kind of like basic, okay? And then you've got these other ones, and it's funny how this works, okay? You've got the other ones that are 15 to 20,000, okay? And you think, oh, I'm getting charged 15 to 20,000, it's going to be way better than the 6,000, and then it's not. A lot of the clients that come to us, we're somewhere in the middle, by the way. A lot of the clients that come to us have worked with coaches who charge, 12, 15, 20,000. And they're like, I didn't get any one-to-ones, or they were one-off, or my responses would take multiple days, or everything was cookie cutter, or they just refer me back to the course. In this industry, guys, you don't get what you pay for necessarily. Okay. And I'm being very candid. Just because someone charges a higher price does not mean they necessarily offer more. So do your homework there. The other thing is, a lot of those people that are charging and commanding those higher prices are typically coaches that have been around before the boom. I call 2020 the boom. A lot of people went out of business, but a lot of people exploded their business in 2020, 2021, 2022, and then 2023, we started to see a dip, and then 2024 is doing its thing. A lot of people are still doing well, but a lot of people aren't. There's a lot of consolidation and contracting in the market. So all that to say, these people that are charging those big numbers are charging them because they've been around so long and they've incrementally increased their prices over the years. Yes, they had success many years ago, but have they had success recently in the same capacity? Because they might still work with 400 clients, but maybe only 50 of them are getting good results. Where before, when things were good, they might have had 600 clients and 500 of them were crushing it. So do your homework, ask around, ask for referrals, ask to speak to clients that are in the program. That's usually a really, really good way to determine if it's going to be a good fit. Okay. Obviously, they're going to set you up with a champion client, but maybe you can just kind of poke around the group and see and reach out to people independently. Okay. So the cost, again, what we do, shameless plug, we're somewhere in the middle. But because our margins are solid, because I don't have a massive team, I have a team of 5 in addition to me. So 6. We're able to do unlimited one-to-ones for somewhere in between that 6 and that 15K. I say somewhere in between because by the time you're listening, prices may adjust, they may go up, they may stay the same. They have never gone down. But anyway, unlimited one-to-ones. I'll never just refer you to a course, kick you over there to do this and that. It's always very much one-to-one hand-holding, and that's okay. Hand-holding is perfectly fine when you're paying a considerable amount of money for it. People want that. And then lastly, the guarantee. The guarantee. This isn't something I think enough people talk about, but shitty guarantees are a red flag for me. Hey, I'll work with you until you make your money back. How about just give me my money back if I didn't get the results that you promised? So if I'll work with you until you make your money back, that's a very, very good sign that they're not confident in what they do. And that a lot of people typically have to probably stay longer than they intended because they didn't make their money. Okay. So be conscious of that. If it is a money back guarantee, be conscious of the conditions. That's also going to show you or give you some insight as to how confident they are that you'll actually do that. There should be conditions or contingencies, right? Like nobody should be able to come into a program, myself included, working with someone else. I shouldn't be able to come into a program, sit on my thumb, dilly-dally around and whine that things didn't work and then expect my money back. No, absolutely not. Like you should have contingencies, but if they are ridiculous, like you're going through them and there's just a laundry list of all these criteria that you have to meet, and some of them are just borderline, like really, that seems outrageous. That would determine or reflect maybe a lack of confidence in their program, which a lack of confidence in your program is a red flag to me as a client. So those are the 5 steps that I take to hire a coach, and I think that you should consider using this 5-step approach when you hire a coach as well. So just to review, check your goals, check referrals first before you go into the cold market. Hop on a call with them, even if it's just a 15-minute, just to see if you jive or if you hate them. Consider the cost. Paying a ton doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a ton more value or an incremental value that's worth the double or triple the money, right? You might get more value, but is it worth the extra 10, 15,000? I don't know. Consider the cost. I think that's the one I just went over. And then the guarantee. How confident are they in their program? Are they pushy on the call? Are they kind of slimy? Do they say things that make you feel kind of uncomfortable? So just be conscious before you hire a coach, because I think more often than not, it's not the investing that kills people. It's the investing in the wrong people that really can put a business under. So just be cognizant of that. Hope this is helpful. As always, like, share, subscribe, send to a friend. It means the world to me. And it allows me to keep dropping free content for you guys. And hopefully you guys find this helpful. Peace.